Hello, hello, and welcome back. We're getting one step closer to the end of the Summit America, and we've got two matchups today, a best of three into a best of five. The BO3 coming up first will be Liquid versus the North American Rejects. Elimination is on the line. This is a big one, Merlini.
Indeed it is.
Oh, yeah.
We've had a lot of...
Are there bets?
The 61-39 Liquid NAR.
Ooh, Liquid actually favorites. Would you peg Liquid as favorites?
I think it's a little bit closer than that. I will say they're slight favorites because they played so much better yesterday, but not that much.
Well,
anyways, we had a lot of teammates playing against their old team showdown.
Yes.
So Korok versus Liquid, and we had IX Mike and Fluff also versus Liquid, and
Liquid versus the world. Well,
should
be. Huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, should be interesting. I had nothing else to add. I was going to say, let's hop on into this
Don't
draft
say
here.
hop on in a draft.
Fudge. It's such a habit.
I'm going to hit you
It's
next
such
time.
a habit. Yeah, we got to start like shock therapy.
It's okay to say it once in
a
a while.
taser. Every 3. Wait. Oh, we have to. It's back. The draft stream. The draft screen. Not the stream. It's a screen. This is exciting. Merlini, we get statistics to look at. I hope. Records and whatnot. No, we don't get. This is still cool though. This is a step up.
It's like the same thing.
Well, step up from not having it. The problem was the patch. The patch broke some of our doodads. So we got we climbed on in there and got things fixed up.
Gee, that was quick.
Yeah.
Doing the 1 year thing?
So this was a first pick Liquid for first pick Liquid. They grabbed Lycan and they are on Dire. So we've seen Lycan 3 times in this tournament now since the patch. He's been banned out primarily, twice on Radiant, once on Dire, and the only time he won was Arteezy's Lycan on Dire. But can Liquid win with him on Dire?
Probably, since they have Shadow Shaman.
Yeah.
Shadow Shaman Lycan is
They've got the Dire
the
boys.
dreaded Roshan duo, I'd say. Well, TA's kind of up there too, so
Yeah. She's pretty good.
she's pretty good. Hey, it's working.
Something's working. Oh, yeah, there we go. And we've got little grids. So obviously Liquid, they've got a lot of push. And the Rejects, they've got a lot of gank. That's a pretty small little triangle of a graph there they've got going on.
No carry, no push, no ding. How low did we put Potom on the carry scale?
We probably
like a
put
1.
her pretty low. She's got some carry power, boys. But there we go. Tide Hunter, he'll be there. Third choice, and Rubik picked up by
Immediately.
Liquid. Yeah,
They don't even care what they pick.
yeah. Or maybe they saw Tide and said, hey, you know what? Ruby is something we were thinking about. Oh, the Keeper of the Light Wisp combo. People have tweeted me about this, Merlini.
I've seen it before.
Yeah,
it was really popular in 6.78.
6.78.
Yeah, I don't know why people are going all crazy about it now.
Bonkers, because now Keeper of the Light has an Ags upgrade, so he has something to do with all that for him. Everyone's losing their bananas over it.
It's all right. I've seen the IX upgrade once in action. It's pretty cool.
Maybe it was a game we were casting.
No. It was a pub I was playing.
Oh, I saw it casting once. It's okay. It's not great, but not bad.
It's nothing to write home about.
Yeah, I mean, he just gets his ultimate abilities, so it doesn't really do anything different. He just has more access to
Well,
the
you have
same
recall
abilities.
all the time, which is that's probably the strongest part, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not bad. Is it worth the farm? Yeah, I guess. I mean, the nice thing about Keeper of the Light is that he can farm stacks and whatnot in the jungle pretty easily.
He can farm anything.
Yeah, he gets a lot of last hits, so he can actually get the Ags, which is what's cool about it. A lot of the other supports can't really get it as a viable strategy.
And Liquid taking a page out of Snaw's book and using the Brewmaster.
Yeah, big Bruenstein. I got wrecked by a brew this morning in my solo queue struggles. He's good, man. He's good stuff. That ultimate.
10 seconds remaining.
He's really good if he doesn't get disabled until his ultimate, and since people have been really light on drafting silences, I think he's really good, and they've been favoring heavy teamfight ultimates. I forget what draft we saw NAR run, but it was Tidehunter plus Lich plus a few more, and they would just absolutely destroy in teamfights, and Brewmaster, he can just tank all that up. It's like, who cares? You want to ravage me? Sure thing.
Yeah. As long as it's not too much lockdown and they can take him down before he gets the ultimate off, but if he gets that reset, it's pretty much all she wrote. The damage is absurd. Brew is a very momentum-based hero. He'll be looking for an early blink, probably a pretty quick egg scepter after that. But the past few brews we've seen really haven't had too much trouble farming up in the early game.
He's hard to beat
Working
in
on
lane.
those core items. Yeah,
He'll beat most melee heroes, and he'll, I think, at least break even versus most of the ranged heroes.
All he needs is that stout shield. And he's a last hitting machine. That drunken brawler, man. It's It's just so good. It's so good in the lane. Makes last hitting easy. It's like getting a free Quelling Blade almost.
Imagine him with Stout Shield and Quelling Blade.
Whoa, now you're just talking crazy.
Whoa. It also depends on rune control, though. His rune control is actually really poor, so if the team against him can control runes, I don't exactly know what NAR is going to go for their lanes. Might be tied mid even versus Brew.
Yeah, it could be. That seems to be the most reasonable choice. It's hard to say if the North American rejects will try for a position 1 Mirana, or if they put her in the off lane or mid, then grab a position 1 to go with the Keeper, the Light, and Wisp. Liquid ban out PL, which I think is an okay call here. He would work in this lineup. It could be an Axe. That would be fun. No, it's going to be Tony.
Why would they ban PL? They're not known for running PL. They haven't run PL at all.
No, oh yeah, I guess they weren't the ones that did PL.
But
that was Ush.
Yeah, it is still Coddle PL though.
It's either someone to pair with the Coddle, someone to pair with the Wisp, and yeah, maybe the Tiny would have been the safer ban. We've been seeing more Tinies even without Wisp now, so when paired with the taxi service, it's a little scary.
Especially when you have a melee carry like Lycanthrope, and oftentimes they don't actually get BKB.
Yeah. And as we've seen, even BKB isn't the true counter to Tiny because he does a lot of physical damage. AoE physical damage at that.
So Liquid's looking like they're doing 4 create space while Lycan does his thing. They could also push very early with Lycan, so I think I like Liquid's lineup a little bit more. They don't have solutions, and North American rejects don't have solutions to a couple things. They don't have solutions to Rasta Wards and the Brewmaster Ultimate, I'd say, in team fights. And these two will be... These two will be like really, really strong, like 10 to 25 minutes, I say. If Brewmaster gets his blink at an early level. Ooh, it might be an off. Is it an off lane Brew?
Yeah, Bulba Brew.
No, probably mid. Mid Brew and Nature's Prophet off.
Yeah.
Tide off.
Bulba.
No one puts Tide mid.
No one puts Tide mid?
I haven't seen anyone put Tide mid.
Yeah, I haven't really seen it either. Well, Bulba and Koikva, they're kind of interchangeable.
Dude, why do these
off-lane mid?
Did you see those graphs? The triangles were like so tiny. It just made each line look pathetically weak, except in one area.
I didn't look at it at the end.
He said it was a bug.
Oh, it's a bug. What a little bugger.
Both of their lineups suck. They can only do one thing and not even that well. That's our analysis of the draft, guys.
Yep. So, all right, a little bit of smack talk coming out here. Demon, he wants to see what the Kings got. And good luck, teal and orange only.
Fogged and snaking. All teammates have way twos.
Get fogged. He's like, come on, man. Come on, buddy. We'll start off as a 5-man invade from the North American rejects. Good luck, blue and purple. That's good. Oh, way too. He walks right into it. That's a pretty easy first blood. Korok's Mirana. He boops his way into a 409 gold bounty.
Why in the world is he walking up that hill without someone over here? That's really strange.
They were busy trash talking. Was busy typing.
Okay, worth it.
Yeah, worth it for the rejects at least. Let's introduce some rosters here. We've got Snake King, or The King, if you want to call him that. He'll be on Tiny in the position 1. He'll be joined by Fog on the Wisp. It will be Korok Boop in the mid, playing on the right. You should ask Fog what the Boop stands for, by the way.
Okay.
He'll actually tell us, I hope.
We can ask him at the qualifiers.
1437, The Fool, playing on the Keeper of the Light.
Is it opposite of the King?
Yeah, the opposite of the King. The Jester, if you will. Looks like he will win the ward battle here early on. It will be Brax in the off lane on the Tide Hunter. And upon some twittering, I discovered what his name means. He hunts in the tide.
He hunts in the tide?
He doesn't hunt the tide, but he uses the tide to hunt. Like he's in the surf, hunting around when the tide's coming in.
1437 gets another value. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? So they wasted an Obs Ward, they got it dewarded, they dropped the Sentry Ward, they got it dewarded, and in 1437 also gets an Illusion Rune. Talk about a good early game for NAR.
Yeah, this is about as good as you can start, I think. About. Not completely, but just about. No absolutes in that one. So on the Dire side, we've got Team Liquid. It'll be Koikvo on the off-lane Nature's Prophet. In the mid, that'll be Bulba on the Brewmaster. And up in the top lane, it will be a defensive try. TC on the position 1 Lycan. Way 2, the victim of the first blood on the support Rubik. And Demon still tagged up as Pegasus. He'll be stacking and pulling here on the Shadow Shaman, putting some pasta inside the Rasta.
So it looks somewhat DK-esque in that they're putting Coddle on the offlane and just pressuring whoever's there, just constantly trying to illuminate the creeps. 1437 isn't level 2 yet, so we won't see constant illuminate spam, man. They don't really have that much physical damage to actually deal with the wolves. Once they actually get some levels, I guess Anchor Smash is technically physical, but as of right now, maybe he can just farm up with the wolves. He does have 2 supports with him.
Yeah. He's doing okay. Tied 3-2 against the 6-1 Lycan. So Brax getting some farm priority here. Always good to see Tides getting farm prio. The support Tide is a thing of the past, I think. Nice blink. Maybe a refresher coming out here. Pipe, not too bad.
Well, he's
still
support. He's like Sand King, I say.
Well, not in this game. Well, no, he's got a little higher farm priority than that.
Well, he doesn't jungle.
Position 3 here.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I mean, you're gonna say Coddle is a higher position than the
dude. You don't know with the new upgrade, man.
That it's true with that new upgrade. He does have a nice pony here. Tinek, the unmastered. He's gonna master him.
That sounds weird.
That's not. I mean, it's just.
He's gonna master that pony.
I mean, somebody has to domesticate it. Sounds weird too. I don't know. At some point, you gotta, you know, put the saddle on, get him used to carrying around a passenger. Pretty cool. Keeper of the Light cosmetic stuff. The legendary arcane staff of the ancients. 1437, man. He's tricked out. He knows the ways of the light. See some pings coming out. Maybe these supports will take some damage. Tide coming through. No point in that Kraken shell yet. He's feeling rather feisty to get things started. To be fair, they aren't really harassing him so much. So warranted, but you see a lot of Tides that grab that early Kraken.
So Pegasus finally goes for the Z-Ward 3 minutes in, and a lot of value out of the ward has already been gotten from them. 1437 also dropped another Observer Ward, so they can always keep track of the 2 supports. Maybe they can smoke and wrap around and kill 1437. Oh,
yeah, down bottom. I caught the end of it. They'll finish off Koikba. Tiny wisp, just a bit too much damage. Now Rubik, he'll get initiated upon up top. He throws out the telekinesis, but Brax coming in. He's already gushed all over him. And now Pegasus comes in. Jimmy, he's on the run. He might be okay here. They don't have much disabled. Koikba coming in. Maybe they'll even turn it around. They're dropping the hammer onto 1.37 to path block from Koikba. Is it enough? It is! He stops him in the hallway. He eats through the trees, but Keeper of the Light will still fall to the wrath of the Nature's Prophet. Brax still going blow for blow with the other supports, but he'll move to the secret shop. Koikba, he's not done yet. Sprouts again. And that's all right. He's on the run, and
he was 1 hit away from killing Demon too.
Yeah,
1 hit.
That's a sad story. So Liquid get their first kill on the board. Well played by Koikba. That path blocking. Next level plays, Merlini.
I was watching the other skirmish.
All right. It was awesome.
You want me to be impressed, don't you?
Kinda, yeah. It was pretty good.
I didn't see it.
Dude, it's a small little corridor. Uh-oh, Korok, he'll get chopped down. There's that new Drunken Brawler change coming in handy there. Makes it an easy kill.
So he actually goes for the 3-0-1-1, so no points in Drunken Haze, no value point.
Yeah, it really depends on the matchup. I guess against Piranha, I still think it's okay.
Oh, they're wrapping around from behind. They don't have eyes on that area anymore.
Haze thrown up. Will he go for the Fool, or will he go for Brax? The Tide. That's the funnel on Fishman. Koikba clears out some trees. Even the Brew ultimate used for this.
Necessary. It's a level 3 Tide Hunter, man.
I want to say nay, but it will be necessary to set up this kill onto Coddle. He gets thrown into a tornado. Maybe they'll hurl a boulder. No, they've got Stretch Armstrong here to come in, and that will be a 2-0. Nice setup from Liquid, and they regain some momentum. TC now making some wolves. Trees on the tower. They'll get the first tower kill of this match here in the top lane.
Brewmaster might be back, man. He was really popular when Lone Druid was really popular. Not 6.78, but a little bit before that. And I don't exactly know why he got shunned as a solo mid, but after receiving multiple buffs, looks like he's right back where he belongs.
Yeah. Big Brewmaster.
His ultimate is just so powerful, and 140-second, it's slightly longer than a similar impact like RP, but it's just, you can do so much more with it, and there's so much room for error, because you can chase people down with the Windwalk and Cyclone and get a couple more kills.
Yeah, as we saw right there, it wasn't worth it just for the tie, but without the Cyclone, I don't think they would have been able to secure the kill on the Keeper of the Light. So, making plays happen, and let's take a look at the graphs now. Liquid pulling ahead by about 1,500 gold, but the Rejects hanging on to a very small 500 experience lead. Even though that was a success for Liquid, old Snake King here, he's number 1 on last hits, not quite number 1 on net worth, but he's off to a good start, has himself power treads, and Fogged, soon to be level 6, just at the beginning of level 5. So that means relocates will be a reality. And that's when the rejects will start having a little more flexibility with these gangs.
No Midas out on staking will be a treads game for him. And his tower is getting hit. Is anyone going to respond?
Doesn't look like it. Quakeba may rotate in and look for a deny, but nope. Fog
Easy
just
last.
snakes that last hit. Oh, bandit wisp there. Wonder if that was.
It's better
completely
than the off
intentional.
chance of it getting denied by like a nature's prophet hiding in the trees. He would probably die for it, but
Yeah.
it's still a possibility.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Well, Wisp gets a small little pick me up.
Kill secured, as they like to say.
Snake King moving into the secret shop
Brax
here.
getting shackled
Picks
on
up his
top.
point booster. Ooh. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Just some shackles.
He had 1 level Kraken.
Yeah.
It wasn't taking any damage from creeps.
How's the farm battle in the mid lane here? Old Korok, 27 last hits, and the Brewmaster, 23. That's pretty close. Neither of them farming particularly well. But Korok does have a very small edge. Just brown booties for now. He's pulling up that gold. I imagine he'll be wanting to grab a Midas on his Mirana here.
I'm not a huge fan of the mid Midas Marana.
Yeah.
Last time they did it, they got wrecked because they got too many Midases, and
Yeah.
they decided to fight at inopportune times.
Well, yeah, I think it was more the latter of taking 4 fights more so than the itemization. It's one or the other. That was where they were diving this tier. It was
But
this tower right here. This was the pesky tower. Just
Liquid also
Wave
has
after
a
wave.
very strong early mid lineup. Brewmaster's already really strong. He's going to have his Blink soon, and then Lycanthrope already has his Vlads, so he's going to be doing Roche soon. So there's going to be all this pressure mounting for Liquid, and what do they have to contest it? Not a Blink on Tidehunter. He's not even level 6 yet, although he's okay. He just hit level 6, and they have like Moonlight Shadow. They have a Tiny who's trying to rush Ags, but is not going to have it for some time, and they will have a Midas Marana as like whoop-de-doo. Well, actually, it won't be. It won't be Midas. It'll be Phase.
no Midas. What's he picking up here? Oh, just phase boots. Okay. All right. Well, they do like their Midas Marana. Still, even not out of the equation. Sometimes they'll grab a delayed Midas as well. But Snake King, he's just about halfway to that Ag Scepter, so they'll probably be a little more docile until that time. Wisp is now finally hit level 6, so you have to keep your eye out for relocates. Brew, 350 away from the Blink, and everyone else is just farming away. TC working on a medallion,
Dire's bottom
and
tower
then
is
Roche
under
will be
attack.
fair game.
So the Liquid supports have been relatively quiet after that first blood and near-death experience for Shadow Shaman. Just trying to pick up some levels. They do need level 6 on Rasa if they want to pressure a lot of towers. But right now, Brex is level 6. He was pretty easy to kill with the Brewmaster ultimate, but without it, I don't know if they can do anything about it, about him pushing up top.
Yeah, Snake King and Fog chipping away at the bottom, tier 2. They get down to about half health, and they will back out. So some pretty solid chip damage. Let's pull a couple of rotations. Way 2 as well as Quake come back into the lane. The first hand of Midas has been picked up, and it is on the Nature's Prophet. Pretty standard
Dire's
stuff
top
there for
tower
Quake.
is under attack.
Uh-oh. Jimmy, he gets pinged out. They know he's there. They may try and set the trap. Keepers of Light coming in. He'll channel up the Illuminate. They just tickle him.
I'm surprised they didn't try and go for him. I guess if Brax walks in there, he might get ward trapped.
Yeah. He might. Possible.
So he doesn't want to take that risk, and they could take a big team fight without it up.
Dire's top
And
tower
here
is
we
under
go.
attack.
Arrow scouts it out, though. Doesn't hit Roche, but they know exactly what's going on. Will TC commit to it or will he run out is the question. Roche is falling pretty
On
quickly.
bottom,
Wards
Fog.
come down. They
Fog.
commit for it. Uh-oh, Fogged. Yeah, he'll fall to the Brewmaster.
The blink is out.
Uh-oh. And the ultimate's been popped. Roche falling very quickly. Yeah, they won't get there in time to contest. Looks like the rejects were coming in. They wanted to use the Ravage, but they just can't do it. Snake King gets a haste rune. Now he'll go forward, connects with the Avalanche on the TC, tosses him back. He gets Gush. Out comes the Shapeshift, and they won't commit for it. Everybody will just back out. I'm a little surprised Brax didn't Ravage that.
Yeah, I think he was hesitating, and by the time he realized that he probably should have, I mean, it would have been a Ravage for Aegis. That's not a great trade for NAR, but I don't think they're going to get too many opportunities to use a good Ravage. And on the flip side, you see Korok, who's using his ultimate to kill supports, and they're not really punishing Liquid for it either. So I think that NAR, they have to bring a lot more pressure to Liquid right now because they already have the Blink on Brewmaster, they have the Vlads, they have the Medallion, they have the Aegis up on Lycan. What are they actually waiting for? Liquid is just accruing so many items at this rate. I mean, Tiny is a nice carry, but I don't think he can 1v5 this lineup.
No, and that's part of the reason why Midas on Mirana might not be a bad choice if it will be a more kind of sit back and farm game. But with Liquid's pushing power, I'm actually a little bit nervous about that. Arrow in the mid. Yeah, smacks way too right in the face. Korok hops forward, pardon me. Starstorm makes that an easy kill on the Rubik. And now they might be able to get a tower out of it. They'll do some chip damage. Glyph is available. Bulba, he wants to defend. No ultimate up, but he's got that Blink Dagger ready. Shadow Shaman coming in as well. There's your Thunderclap, your Hex, your Ether Shock, Shackles to secure it. Korok falls, but you relocate in. Demon gets dropped right away. Bulba, no ultimate. He's on the run and ends up being a 1-for-2 exchange. That's the relocate power right there, Merlini.
They're waiting for TC.
Yeah, TC, or was TC waiting for them? Well, either way, he'll take a lot of damage here. There's the Avalanche. That procs the Aegis. Wrath of Nature flies. Fog taking a lot of damage. Quakefoot joining the party here. Fog sipping up that bottle. It's just not enough. Now Snake King on the run. Very close to his Ags, and he will make it out.
They just didn't seem prepared for the relocate at all. It's been so long since people have been picking Wisp that people...
Yeah.
Well, it was worth it. I think it was worth it for a kill on Mirana.
Yep. And the tier 1 tower falls in the mid. Snake King wrapping around the backside. May want to try and drop Quakefoot here. But he needs to be careful. This is a 1v3. If they TP in, perhaps they can make it happen. Snake King, he'll walk straight forward onto Pegasus. There's your combo. It is almost enough for the kill, but the wards come down. There you go. He does get finished off. Snake King may still yet survive. The tether helping to pick him up. Tower's already gone down. Forcing out the wards is actually a pretty big victory. They throw down a sentry. Korok on the run. He'll be okay for now as he tries to fade. Looking to cast the arrow, but ultimately has to just turn tail and run. Ends as a 1-for-0 exchange, going the way of the rejects.
Well placed, Moonlight Shadow. That ward trap was very, very close to getting Snake King in there. And also Snake King was very close to killing him just before he could drop the wards out.
Uh-oh, Bulba comes in. He's got the ultimate this time. They go straight on to Snake King. He's already picked up his Ag Scepter, so still not the best time for a kill. Fog, he'll get picked off as well. Easy 2-for-0 for Liquid. Great initiation. But Tiny, he'll come back with a big tree in hand.
Every single time Panda ultimates up, they're getting 1 or 2 kills with it. And slowly but surely, this is going to mount. Especially when they don't get any BKBs, they're forced to just run. Tiny will just get Cyclone, and without them, they don't have anyone to really do anything during the ultimate. Because Potom is relatively underfarmed, died twice already this game. Tidehunter, he's not going to blow his Ravage, and he doesn't want to be up front and personal in that situation.
Yeah.
Just got to run, man. Panda ultimate.
Yeah, Panda ultimate is pretty ridiculous.
That's a Scepter. That's a very well timed from Snake King.
Brewmaster working on his Scepter as well. Has the point booster. Still pretty far off the money, but well on his way. Brax working on a mech. He has the Buckler, but that's just about it.
And it's another Shadow Blade coming out from Nature's Prophet.
Oh, Hand of Midas Shadow Blade. More of an old school build, but it's made a resurgence. We've seen more and more Prophet players do it. It does help him transition into a little bit more of a carry rather than just a rat. Ups that right click a little bit and gives him more flexibility. Top tier 1 tower falls for the rejects, and wards come down in the mid. Korok takes an Ether Shock, but I don't know that they'll actually be able to finish off this tower.
Trying to create space, I guess.
Yeah.
Space has been created.
Tidal just anchor him down. Quakefoot in the bottom lane, pressuring this tier 2. I like that Liquid are putting the pressure on, trying not to give Tiny any additional room to farm. Bulba is invisible here around the mid lane. No ultimate for 30 seconds. He also has a regen rune. Bulba, the master of the runes this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Vanish.
Moonlight Shadow, Snake King and Fog, they're on the hunt. They're looking for Lycan. Looks like they'll find some wolf meat. Yummy wolf burgers here. There's the duo from Tiny, but they just don't have the damage to bring him down. Wisp balls. Did they get them out there? Nope. TC survives with 50 hit points to spare. That was a close one.
Super close. I'm not sure what they could have done better to kill him right there, but it was really close. 50 HP left.
Yeah, that one last spirit ball had hit him. Oh boy.
Korok gets picked up a drum, so it won't be a heavy farming build. So looking at the late game, it's going to be Tiny versus a really farm Lycan. Looking at the net worth, actually Tiny is slightly on top of him, but they also had to deal with Quakeva. So, I mean, Tiny is, I'd say, better than Lycan as a carry, and Potom is better than Furion as a carry, but just the way the game's shaping up, I think that Liquid has a little bit more control in fights because of the Shadow Shaman and the Brewmaster. Wisp is like, meh, he's like meh in team fights, and Keeper Light, it will not be in. It could be an X Rush. He has 1,800 gold.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's what it'll be for, especially since the mech is already coming out on the Tide. I guess you could get a Force Staff, other utility items, stuff like a Yules, but yeah, actually come in handy. Like you were talking about, the constant use of being able to recall people is pretty handy, especially with a Wisp. Just be throwing those ponies around in the jungle. Pony boy, as I like to call it.
You know, I didn't know for a pretty long time that those were ponies that you were shooting at. I was just like, whatever.
What did you think they were? Just energy?
I thought it was just light.
No, it's ponies. Ponies in the light. Uh-oh, Bulba comes forward. Thunderclap to get things started. Brax on the run.
Wow, the instant Kraken.
Yeah.
Holy.
A lucky dog right there. Well, they create some space at least. Lycan does finish off the tower. Arrow flies through. Not on the money. So they get something out of it. Not really a wasted brew ult, but maybe could have found a little more. Kraken. Blink Dagger now.
They
Up
learned
on the
their
Shadow
lesson,
Shaman.
though, from mid lane when they tried to push a little bit too hard and they would get relocated upon, so it was definitely the right choice for them to back off. If they extend for that Tide kill and they don't kill him, it's probably a 3 for 0. If they do kill him, it's probably like a 1 for 2, potentially 1 for 3, so.
Uh-oh, up top, teleport from the Fury on. TC pops his ultimate here. Moonlight Shadow comes out. Snake King will stand and fight. Fog gets the relocate out, keeps his Tiny alive. They move straight to the well, but Fogged, unfortunately.
They might do the recall trick. They're doing the recall trick right now. Let's see if they get it on good old Fogged.
Oh, there we go.
Well played.
For the light and Fogged, yeah, well played. Crisp execution. A little Wisp baby survives.
That's a lot of wasted time. It's a wasted Lycanthrope ultimate, and they'll close a gold lead a little bit.
Yep. Liquid up by about 1,000 gold, 3,000 experience.
I don't actually know how hard that is to pull off. I guess when you see it hit 5, you like, okay, I'll click recall, but
You just have to time it right. Yeah.
I never.
You get that timer countdown. I've never tried to do it.
I never tried to do it either. They make it look easy.
Dire's
Yeah, they
middle
sure
tower
did.
is under attack.
Oh, wards come down at the top tier 2. Does anything cancel recall? Like does Wisp, does it get canceled if he takes damage or gets stunned or anything?
If Wisp takes damage, yeah. Any player
Damage
control
completely
damage.
cancel it? Okay.
Yeah. If the targeted friendly hero takes player-based damage during this time, it's interrupted.
Oh yeah, that whole reading the tooltip thing. Uh-oh, Fog! Well, he tethers back, but I don't think it'll be enough. Yeah, he'll still fall in the end.
So he's taken 4 of the 6 deaths on NAR, and
Oh yeah.
oh sorry, 4 of the 10. And Coddle actually has only died twice too, but they haven't really gotten too many kills on Bottom and Tiny. Tiny died that one time on Bottom due to the Brew ultimate, but as of right now, Snaking's still kind of left unchecked. His farm isn't that ridiculous though. Quickfoot is right on top of him, and I don't actually know if NAR can contest the next Roshan. The problem is Liquid just does it so damn quickly. They shoot an arrow into it. They're definitely worried about it, but what can they actually do? I don't know. They can't just like park around there. They don't have a T1 in mid. They don't have the T1 in bottom. And if they just stand around there, Liquid just won't do it, and they'll just split torch with Lycanthrope, they'll split torch with Nature's Prophet until they get an opportune time. So I'm gonna see this constant trend of NAR wanting to contest Roshan, but not actually being able to.
Yeah, that's very true. If they see that Liquid are completely committed to the pit, they can take a fight, but the problem is Liquid will never do that. They only need 2 heroes to take down Roche, and like you were talking about, they can pressure the side lanes while that's happening. So getting the intel and then being grouped up at the right time just makes it so difficult, even though they have, on paper, a pretty good Roche lineup with Ravage, all the AoE from Tiny, and even Illuminate, not so bad around the Roche pit. Liquid will burn a smoke, and they're going to move right across the river into the Radiant jungle. They'll find Snake King. He gets telekinesis straight away. In comes Demon. There's your Hex. Tether coming from Fog, but he'll get shackled. Tiny has BKB. He'll turn and do some damage. Finishes off the Rubik. The wards come down. Finishes off the Shadow Shaman as well. He'll just cleave down the wards now. Brew ult has been popped. He will settle for a kill on Fog, it looks like, but in comes the Ravage. Catches the Lycan, doesn't do anything to the Spirits, but Fog's still on the run. TC may go down right here. He's still taking heavy damage. Korok turns, will finish him off. All that just for the Wisp. It is a 3-for-1 so far, but now Korok stuck in the trees. Brax coming in, doing what he can. Avalanche as Snake King comes back. Bulba, he's gone back to Brewmaster form. They have enough to finish off the Mirana. Now Koikba left all alone. Gets cornered. Bulba is the lone survivor, and he will just head back to safety.
Man, that BKB on Snake King completely caught Liquid off guard and just changed that fight. Liquid, they're just going for a casual smoke ink right before the Roshan, and they were just expecting an easy kill, an easy Roshan, and just cruising along in the farm territory. But big bad Snake King, nice item pickup.
Yeah.
Very timely. literally picked it up maybe 5-10 seconds before that, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Also, good footwork from Fogged, or, well, good float work from Fogged, as it were. Started off with the initiation, like, all the way over here or so, and then he ended up surviving and making it over around to this point. So he did a good job healing up as best he could, using those earn charges, using that bottle, and bought his team some much-needed time right there. Now looking at the graphs, NAR, wow, 3,000 gold in their favor. Experience graph just about zeroed out. That also translated to a Blink Dagger and mech completion on the Tide Hunter, not to mention this Maelstrom we see now out on Korok.
Ooh, the HOD build on Tiny. We've seen a lot of builds from Tiny, but not an HOD. It's usually...
We have actually not seen any Satanic Tinies, have we?
No, we haven't. We've seen a lot of AC Tinies. We've seen some Manta Tinies.
Crit,
We've seen a lot of crit.
butterflies.
I don't think we've seen Butterfly.
We saw one butterfly.
Okay, we saw one.
I think we saw one. It was a 6th item pickup, but he didn't have it for long, but he did pick it up.
So here they go in a Roche Pit, and NAR, they want a team fight. They constantly scout it out, but they're not going to take a fight. Not without the Ravage and not without any eyes on the Roshian Pit.
Yeah, and Roche just falls so quickly. Really no easy way to contest this. TC will secure his second Roche, and that will be his Necro Book level 3 coming out. Very timely for him as well. Total tower count right now is actually in favor of the rejects, which is potentially a little scary for Liquid. It's only a difference of 1, but with a Lycan and a Rasta, you'd expect them to be pressuring towers a little harder. Tiny up top just branching down this tower, and she's falling pretty quick. That will give them 2 towers to lead now.
Dire's top tower has
Nobody
fallen.
kills towers quite like Tiny.
I'm still wondering why he went HOD over like a Manta build or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Manta's good overall. Is it particularly useful in this game?
I think it's always useful. You can split push with it. It's really good for team fights. There's some situation where I say it's not useful,
Yeah.
like versus Ember maybe, who will cleave it down.
Yeah, huge AoE, not particularly great against Coddle and that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I mean, there's no Orchid here. It's not one of those games that screams obvious Manta. It could just be a preference here for Snake King.
Well, in your
sustain
ideal
is nice.
6 slot, I think you'd want to get it because they can also put split pressure. We talked about Liquid being able to put split pressure with Lycan and Nature Prophet. They can do it with the Wisp and the Tiny.
Say hello to your spirit form, Merlini. That's an Ag Scepter out on the Keeper of the Light.
Pretty good.
You did, yeah, I was waiting for the excitement to follow up.
Woo! Constant recall.
Woohoo! Yeah, hey, come on, man. He can heal people during daytime. It's awesome.
Don't forget about Blinding Light.
Yeah,
Blinding Light, 12-second
Blinding
cooldown, 5-second duration, 80%. That means that Lycan is probably going to have to get a BKB. And even if he does, his Wolves will still miss, his Necro Books will still miss, as well as Koifa's Necro Minions. He just picked up a Necro 3, so this Blinding Light is going to be probably more important than the recall.
Now, what about the daytime uninstructed vision? Is that useful at all?
It's all right. They're not...
Oh, TC up top gets initiated upon. They've got a lot of damage. He pops the shapeshift. They'll bring him down. That procs the Aegis. Now Fog, he's stuck in the trees, taking heavy damage, but Tiny is just dishing it out. BKB Snake King. TC's back up. Doesn't have a BKB this time.
Wow!
Or shapeshift, rather.
Did you see that?
That was a pretty nice little blinding light there.
No! He blinked and tried to thunderclap, and then he got craggy right as he was about to do it.
Oh, the craggy.
It was hilarious. Oh, I think that would have been a kill on Snake.
Uh-oh, now he comes back in. This time he pops the ultimate. The Fool, yeah, he'll get left behind.
Fog bought back.
Really? Yeah, Fog buys back, and 1437 actually making an escape here. The mech will pick him back up. Brax throws out the Ravage right onto Koikba, and he will use his Shadow Blade. A stolen Ravage from Way 2. No follow-up damage, though. Oh, wow. 1437 finally goes down. It does cost him their Rubik. And now Demon, as well as the Brewmaster, coming around the backside. They may try and do a sandwich here. No, it's Jimmy. He'll get initiated upon. Does throw down the ward. Throws out a Hex onto Snake King as well. In comes Bulba. A lot of damage coming out, but they still can't secure the kills. TC coming back in. And, yeah, they'll finish off Tiny. It looks like the rejects may get cleaned up. The wards really coming in handy here, helping to zone them out. And now they're on the retreat. I think that'll be the end of the fight. Who came out ahead right there? That was
NA, or Liquid, I think definitely came out ahead.
Yeah, Wisp bought back, died again. Arrow hits Koikba. Maybe it's not over yet. Korok, he's got a Mjolnir all of a sudden. He just drops the Nature's Prophet. They're still trying to commit to this tower. They may be able to get it. TP coming in. It is Brax. Of course, no Ravage available, but oh, he gushes on the Necro unit there.
Buddy.
That's unfortunate. They do save the tower, though.
it was pretty good kiting by 1437. He did die to the Panda ultimate, but he also drugged him real far away from the fight so that he couldn't mess anybody up.
He started like right here, and he pulled them all the way around and died like right here. He bought a lot of time and helped make some of those kills possible. Tiny did get a lot out of that fight. Now number 1 on net worth by an even larger margin, especially after Quake, got picked off. He now has his Hyperstone.
He got kited pretty hard.
Well on his way to his Assault Karas, and yeah, that's where the Manta would have come in handy. That extra movement speed helps against kiting for sure.
And it also helps versus the single target disables. Like sometimes you'll be able to Manta out of Sprout. Makes it more difficult for Shadow Shaman to Hex and Shackle. Drunken. It takes off Drunken Haze too from Brewmaster.
Yeah, okay, that's an ability that it does. Damn. Well, 13 to 16. Let's take a look at the graphs here. The North American Rejects still holding on to their lead, about 4,000 gold, but experience definitely the way of Liquid. Lycan will be going for a BKB next. Shadow Shaman working on an Ag Scepter. He does have the point booster, still pretty far off the money, but we'll have it before too long.
That last team fight, when Korok ulted right here, he actually made an active choice to go for 1437 as opposed to snaking. Because I think he blink clapped both of them, and like Tiny was positioned right here, and Caudle was positioned to the right, and he actually thinks that Caudle might be a higher priority target than the Tiny, which is not completely unreasonable because Keeper of Light, the blast, it heals too, so that's
during daytime. Yeah.
During daytime, I think
that
it was.
Fight
Yeah,
was during
that
daytime.
fight was during daytime, and on top of that, the blinding light, it also mitigates a lot of damage coming out from the Brewmaster.
And the
ultimate.
Lycan, yeah, not only the Brewmaster, everyone. Yeah. It's pretty good. So all right, smoke from Liquid. They're ready to gank. Maybe they'll find someone. The HOD Centaur is stacking up, so Tiny is using it to farm here. That is good, and they won't go for a gank. They'll just wrap around and try and finish off this top tier 2 tower. Up 4-3-7 ain't having any of that though. He'll throw out an Illuminate. Wards come down, and they should be able to secure this tower kill. Backdoor protection, buying it a little bit of time, but only a few seconds.
Go farm the wards.
Yep. Ooh.
Farm the Necro. Korok's all about it.
Yeah, he got some lasers coming out on that last one. Get that money.
I still can't believe that one player, lifesteal player that we were watching that like never farmed the wards. It's so much money.
Yeah.
It's what, 10 wards, 30 gold a pop?
Yeah, so it's good 300 bounty or so. It's worth a hero kill, worth gold. Pretty good.
Easy money.
Easy money.
Tiny going for the AC.
Yep. I think it's a good choice here. AC always good on Tiny.
Yeah.
A little bit of extra armor versus the Lycan.
They don't really have much magic damage at all, actually.
Yeah, the armor is particularly good here.
I mean, that's why HOD is decent here, too.
Yep. They've got two level 3 Necro books, and Caudle's good at creep clearing, but the problem is, if he actually kills the Necro units, he takes a lot of damage. He does not have a BKB, so he's kind of good against Necro units, but also not that amazing at the same time. He just has to be careful, I guess, is the right way. Man, that Spirit is annoying.
It really is. But he has no way to make it daytime, so Liquid, if they really want to, they can try and take fights during nighttime. I don't think it's that big of a deal, though.
It's not a huge deal, but yeah, that was one of the big complaints about that upgrade. It's great only 50% of the time, though. The vision, of course, does nothing for you during the night.
I don't even think that's the best part about it. I think it's constant. In this game, constant blind. In most games, probably constant recall.
Yep. And those are not affected.
It's not like he's hunting. It's not like he's Night Stalker and needs it to find kills. It's just like, oh, you're there. I'm going to illuminate and back off like I would normally do, anyways.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think the recall is definitely the blinding light is good, but I think the recall is definitely the big one that people love. Oh, Brax comes in, connects with the Ravage onto TC. There's your relocate forward. And they will have plenty of damage to bring him down. The Avalanche locks him in place, and Fog is the one that grabs that last hit.
That's right before Roshan, too.
Beautiful timing. Wow.
20 seconds.
That is just some lucky RNG. Super short Rosh
Oh, they
timer.
do the recall trick again.
That's good.
Well, I think they did. Oh, never mind. I don't know. They were all doing crap on top. I don't know what I was talking about. Well, I don't know if they're going to scout out Roshan. It's up in like 5 seconds. If they walk by it right now.
They might get lucky. They get the tier 2 tower.
If they were daytime, he would see it.
Oh, wow. You're right. The iron.
Oh, no. He scouts it out. Korok knows. They have 25 seconds to do so. Lycan doesn't have buyback. He did buy his BKB, and they're immediately headed to the pit. So TC with that one pickoff, he didn't know that Roshan was going to respawn, but he will give them the Aegis and the cheese. They don't do anything about it, and Korok.
This is rough. They might not want to commit completely to the Roche Pit. Throw out the scouting arrow. Liquid could still make a contest here. Roche not falling that quickly.
Yeah,
I take that
enough.
back. Roche falling very quickly. Now the Tiny's in the mix. Yeah, that's a dead run. They get the cheese. They get the Aegis.
Liquid should have been scouting that out earlier. They have the Nation's Prophet Treants. Bulba can just straight up blink in. I guess he doesn't want to lose his gem, but I think it's better than giving him Aegis and cheese. He should be able to get his ultimate off.
Yeah, definitely. And wow. So now a big swing of momentum for the North American rejects. That pushes them even further into the lead. 7,500 gold, 3,000 experience. Looks like Brax will be working on a Shiva's Guard. Snake King has 3,000 gold to play around with. Even Fog looking pretty rich here. Has himself a Ghost Scepter. Marana, Monkey King Bar after the Mjolnir.
She's actually way fatter than I gave her credit for. She's
Yeah, she's
2,000 gold richer than the Lycan.
She's a fatty.
I don't know where Korok found this farm, but he's doing it.
And looks like a little lag pause here.
Are they going to put the Mjolnir on Tiny or Tide? I assume Tiny, but Tide's going to be
probably.
blinking in first.
Yeah, but Tide still just isn't a target that you want to be going for. I think Tiny will get a lot more right clicks than the Tide will. Thanks to that Kraken. The Kraken armor is just annoying. So irritating.
But Craggy, man, they're all going to get stunned.
That's
they're not
true.
going to have too much uptime.
Craggy as well. Yeah, but they're both really crappy targets to go on, honestly. That Craggy.
I think they just need to kite the Tiny. Like, try and sprout him, try and Drunken Haze him outside his BKB, try and, I don't know, Shadow Blade away, stun him with a Boulder, Thunderclap, burn his mana.
Boulders work on Tiny. Shouldn't he be immune to that?
He should be.
Roleplay mode, I'm telling you.
He
It's coming one
slays
of
his
these
brethren,
days.
man.
Saves his brethren. No, he kills his brethren. We've
No,
seen
he
him
slays. He slays.
Oh, he
them.
slays. Hell yeah. He's going hard on those granite golems. That's why they're so sad.
No boulders are immune.
Rasta. Well, Neverending Story, the big rock biter eats other rocks. So, I don't know. Depending on what lore you're going for, sometimes there's room for rock on rock action.
I've seen Lycanthropes go blink to try and counter the Tiny Wisp, but it's kind of a moot point because they just initiate with Blink Ravage and then Tiny Wisp relocates. But if they didn't have an initiation like that, then I think they could do so. But he also has to be pretty careful of the Moonlight Shadow initiate too. TC's been pushing up a lot, and after that death, they are definitely willing to blow 2 cooldowns, Ravage and relocate to kill a Lycanthrope. So he knows he can't put himself in that situation, at least not without his team.
Korok walks right into a Sentry Ward. Brax comes in, doesn't have a Ravage here though. Korok does eat the cheese, that buys him a little bit of time. Snake King gets relocated in. Miranda still falls, but now they're going hard. A couple of the spirits have already fallen. Tornado out on the Tide. Fog, now he's the target of choice. BKB on TC. They will relocate out. Both Tiny and the Wisp survive, but now they're far away. They're on the other end of the map. Brax hung out to dry. Will be able to finish off the Shadow Shaman there, but won't be enough to keep him alive. Keeper now on the run. Can the Fool make it out? Uh-oh. I think they'll dive him. The Fool, he's okay. Tiny comes back in. Now Bulba, he may have overcommitted. He'll get tossed back into tower range, and Tiny will try and branch him down.
Why is he branching down the wolves?
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Maybe just an A-click onto the ground, but it may cost them the kill. Yeah, the Rubik, looking to toss the Rubik to interrupt the TP. Can't find it. Meanwhile, down bottom, the Fool going on to Koikva. Nice blinding light. Will knock him back. And that's a dead Koikva. So they find some recovery out of it. It ends as a 2-for-2.
It could have been a lot worse. Bulba almost died, the Rubik almost died, and Koikva almost died. Still getting kited, man. Still thinks he needs a Manta.
Yeah. That
Even the Sprout. He just sat in the Sprout. It's like, well, we can't do anything about it. Fuck, pick a Quelling Blade for your old buddy.
Yeah. He doesn't have the inventory space.
Or Force Staff. They need a Force Staff, actually. I'd say on Keeper Light or Coddle would be really nice.
Coddle. He has 2,700, so he could afford it. Come on, 1437, spend some of that hard-earned money.
It's really useful for the Boulder Stun, which Korok just got massacred during. Hurl Boulder.
Hurl Boulder, one of the best named spells in Dodo.
Tiny's sitting on 5k gold.
Yep.
Not sure what he's going to go for.
And a double damage rune. And with Nature's Prophet dead, they may just try to go up the mid and do a little damage to this tier 3. No glyph available. Tiny's branching it down.
He has a DD.
The King, DT in it.
Now Manta, and then he can own it.
Well, he's missing now because of that drunken haze, but this tier 3 tower will fall. Wards come down to try and make the hold. Snake King, BKB popped. He's completely ward trapped right now. We'll have to start chopping him down. In comes Bulba, in comes TC. Both of them pop their ultimates. BKB used by TC. Snake King trying to survive. There's the Ravage coming out from Brax. Does help buy some time. Doesn't secure any kills, though. He will die himself. Fogged also gets picked off. Korok diving deep, finishes off Lycan. His Brew ult about to expire, and that will be the saving grace of the North American rejects. Fogged buys back. He relocates in. He will be able to bring Tiny out with him in case he gets into a sticky wicket here. He will be tornadoed, but it looks like the rejects will come out ahead in this fight. Tiny about to go down. He throws a toss. One last stand. That procs the Aegis. Wisp doesn't save him. Okay, doing some damage. Snake King, they'll try and go for him as he respawns. Arrow flies through. Ooh, hits one of the treants there.
He's just so hard to kill.
They can't bring him down.
They don't have any damage.
Yeah.
Without Lycan throw,
damage.
he died. He doesn't have buyback, and this is, I think, a easy melee and range tracks, probably even more. The big back Snake King, man. He has 7,000 gold too.
He's huge.
Imagine him at his full power.
I can't. It's blowing my mind right now. He's insane. Power of Tiny, man. He's just ridiculous. I feel like this power has, or this hero has a lot of untapped power that a lot of teams have yet to realize. Wisp makes him look good, but he just hits so damn hard. It's absurd. We'll see another team fight break out. Brax gets tossed forward, but of course no Ravage available. Mirana just finishes off the Nature's Prophet around the backside.
TC really TP in there. Oh my goodness.
Snake King gets hexed. The sustain from NAR is just too much though. They're at like full health, full mana. It's daytime. The Fool is healing him up left and right, throwing out the magic. The Fool. Hey man, you want to tag Silly? I'll call you Silly. Range racks fall. They relocate out. Maybe they'll do the recall trick once again on old Wispy.
I think they can just fight. They blew TC's BKB, and they have BKB on Tiny. What?
Oh, no, he took him down bottom. He didn't go back to the well. Holy Toledo. Should have looked at that mini-map. Now they'll relocate back top. It's like ping pong. It's Pong, but with a Tiny, and your base getting killed. Now he pops his BKB. Melee racks up top die, and the ranged racks just barely standing here in the other lane. Now NAR may be forced to retreat, but
Snake King, go take out the bottom racks.
good.
You have 9,000 gold.
you can do this, Snake King.
He has
Be the
over
hero.
9,000 gold.
Be the hero. It's over 9,000, Merlini. Can you handle it? Wow. The rejects all of a sudden. This was a dead even
the
game
Tiny
for a
plays
while.
and the Wisp plays, man.
Yeah.
I forgot what game we were talking about the other day, but it's like, oh, maybe he could relocate it over there and set it back to base, and lo and behold, Fogged.
Fogged with the strategies.
Yeah, and they whomped under the range barracks, too.
That was really smart. Now this is just an easy push away. Tiny just picks up the data list, still has 4,000 gold to play around with. That is the richest piece of granite I've ever seen. I said granite.
That is actually a ridiculous heal, though. They heal 375 on the Wisp, 375 on the Tiny, and then is amplified by 1.5 because it's healing on. So that is
So
just
much
absurd.
synergy.
Absurd. Like almost 1k heal on the Tiny every time an Illuminate comes out.
Yeah. And then plus you've got the mech on top of that for things.
And Urn and Bottle and Tranquil and all this other stuff.
It's disgusting. They're ready to set it up. Rax has a Ravage. They're trying to line it up. He gets tossed forward. Ravage on 2. TC in the front lines. First to go down. Now Jimmy. He'll be in trouble as well. The Rubik just gets cleaved down by Snake King. There's your GG. Well played. And the North American Rejects, they take the first match of this best-of-3 series. They win driving force. 21-21 in hero kills, but the graphs tell a much different story.
Snake King played really well this week, too. And
Oh,
Fogged,
yeah.
that duo.
Your boy Snake King stepping it up.
Dude, he's very hit or miss. Some games he's just like absolute ownage. Sometimes he's just absolute feat.
I think Fogged played really well, though. He helped
Fogged
make
did
Snake
too.
King look really good that game.
Also, 1437 on the Keeper Light. We can't forget about him. He managed to farm an Ags in the off lane at a reasonable pace. He saved good old Wispy a lot, and you can't really see the Blinding Light a lot. It's like 80% miss chance you still hit sometimes, so it's kind of one of those spells that you can't actually see have a big effect, but they actually weren't able to do that much during the Panda Ultimate.
Yeah. It's
And
true.
whereas early game, they were just wrecking with Panda Ultimate every single fight.
I mean, even at the end, Bulba ended that game 7-1-10. He was very active, involved in 17 of the 21 kills they picked up, and still only died once. That's part of the power of the Brew. Not only the damage that he puts out, but he's just hard to kill.
Lycan on Dire?
I think Lycan's on his way out, man. We haven't seen any games where it's like, wow, that Lycan is insane. I mean, it would have been different if TC didn't get picked off right before Roche. That was a really lucky Roche timing. You have to admit there was some RNG there, but still, I mean, even when he had the first 2 Aegises, they weren't really able to knock down towers too easily, and with a Nature's Prophet, Lycan, and Rasta all on Dire, you would think that those tier 2s would just be
You don't
toast.
want to group up against a Tide and a
Yeah.
Keeper Light, though. So
That's
I think
true.
NAR draft was just like, well,
So too good with the anti-push.
too good with the anti-push, and they can also farm up themselves, too. it's not only you have enough anti-push, because if you don't farm up, you're just going to get split push and out farmed, and then you'll lose. They don't have to take towers down. So they did a really good job of drafting and playing, and I'm surprised NAR won that game. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
It was mostly, yeah, as you said, TC dying.
That was a big death. That one death stood apart from all of the others. But only game one. Of course, it is a best-of-3 series, guys. Now, this is big. Elimination is on the line. Liquid are one game away from being the first eliminated from the playoffs. But they'll have a chance. Maybe they can bring it back with a 2-0 sweep and move on to the next round of the losers bracket. I'm Zayori. This guy's Merlini. You're watching the Summit America playoffs. We'll be right back with Game 2.